Hey everybody, this is Jason with Deep South DIY, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a bottle cap tabletop. I'm actually really excited about this project because it's something that I've honestly wanted to do for years, and it took getting really lucky and having a buddy who had some bottle caps that he'd been saving for years, and finally just decided he didn't want to do anything with them. So I got a huge water jug full, one of those big water coolers from like an office, full of bottle caps, sifted through them to find the colors I needed for the design that I have in mind. So let's start off with what you need. The first thing you're going to need, obviously, is a table of some sort to put these bottle caps on to create your tabletop. I am a big fan of these wooden spools that hold wiring. A lot of electrical companies will just kind of disregard them, and that's where I found this one. So if you have an idea like that, you can get on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. Just do a quick search of anyone trying to get rid of these things, because a lot of people will sell them, but there's companies out there who have them just piling up, and it's honestly getting in their way. So they want people to come take them for free, which I was able to get this one and another one for my daughter, and I'll show you that table also. But step one, you need a table. The next thing you're going to need is some strips of wood. I got these white birch veneers. This is going to be your barrier around the table. That's going to keep the clear coat, the epoxy resin, from overflowing. It's going to give it somewhere to stop so it can create that nice thick layer. The next thing you're going to need is some form of epoxy resin. They're out there. They're not cheap. This right here was, I believe, close to $30, and it's just enough to do this table. They sell them by the gallon and everything else. You have to mix it yourself, so just be prepared for that. But this is what's going to make that clear finish and fill in those gaps between the bottle caps. You'll also need some form of adhesive. I'm using liquid nail because that's what I normally use for anything like that. This is just to keep the bottle caps in place before we pour the epoxy on top of it. You don't have to use liquid nail. You can use any adhesive that's going to hold those bottle caps too. Maybe even a regular glue would work. And last but not least, you're going to need some bottle caps. This is just one of the colors that I have. I've got them separated. Honestly, I don't know how many it is. I'll count them at the end. There's a lot of bottle caps. Trust me, it is a lot of bottle caps. So what you want to do when you get started, you want to make sure that if there's any holes on your table, you need to go ahead and fill those with tape or wood filler, or cut out some pieces to fit those slots. This had 3 holes, and I cut some wood out for it, put some wood glue, and I went ahead and put some tape over top of it too. That's just because when we pour that epoxy on, we don't want it to seep through any cracks or holes or crevices. Now what we're going to do is tack our white birch strips around the edge again to form a barrier so that resin doesn't slide off. Alright, so due to the heat, I've moved indoors and I'll be working on the table here. Next, we're going to put our bottle caps in place and glue them down so they don't shift when we pour the resin on. Now I've got my resin mixed. It is warm, very warm, which I didn't know about. It does warm up once it mixes together and is at the right spot. It's a total of about 12 minutes of mixing, at least in this particular brand. Yours may be different, but once it gets to that optimum, once it gets to the right temperature, the right level of mixing, basically, it'll start to harden a little bit, and that's when we start pouring it on. Try to give it an even flow. Make sure you get all of your creases. All right, so while our table's drying, we just relax for the night. I'm gonna let it sit overnight, come back tomorrow, see what it looks like. Hopefully it turns out the way we wanted it to. I also did a miniature table as well for my daughter. I'll show you guys that tomorrow when everything dries. All right, as promised, here's the small table I made for my daughter as well. As you can see, it turned out all right. It turned out all right. It's got a nice, you can kind of see the top a little bit better there. But as you can see, it's much smaller. She designed it herself. I helped her put it on, but she's happy with it. All right, now it's time for the big reveal. See if this table turned out the way we were hoping. As you can see, it went as well as expected, to be honest with you. The resin seeped into these cracks perfectly. It's got a nice clear coat over top of it. It's going to be a great little table for who knows what. Hopefully I can find a spot for it. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And share some of your pictures with me. Follow us on Instagram, Deep South DIY. And we'd love to see some of your projects if you got some inspiration from us. We'd love to see it.